Hello, it's Alvin Cruncher, and today, right now, I'm gonna be telling you about my thoughts on Season 5. Season 5 is really good. I didn't expect to like it that much, but I'm having a lot of fun playing it. The new mission type, fucking awesome. The new season event, Core Stone, fucking awesome. Everything is just fucking awesome. For the past couple of years, Ghost Ship has only added themes that include some sort of external force from Hoxxes, which by doing that, they're essentially forcing themselves into making every enemy be about that external force, and because it's external and not part of, let's say, the innate natural ecosystem of Hoxxes, that type of enemy will be some niche entity that you won't see every mission, or it won't be part of the natural ecosystem, which means that it's essentially just going to be a rare enemy. And in Season 5, the theme is actually about Hoxxes itself, so it's a really smart choice of theme, I think, because all the 4 new enemies they've added are all part of just the natural ecosystem, which means you'll see them a lot more often, basically. The same goes for the Caustic Spreader and the Glyphid Stingtail they added in Season 4. I just think it makes more sense designing it that way, because you'll get a lot more variety more often, basically. Instead of having, let's say, the rivals or the rockbox enemies occur every once in a while when the warning allows it, under very special conditions. But yeah, the new overclocks, they're all pretty good. I was kind of disappointed that some of them weren't stronger, like crystal nucleation. Maybe I just used it wrong, but I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me having a sticky fuel for the cryocan when it doesn't even freeze stuff. It kind of feels like having that one overclock for the volatile impact for the laser cannon for engineer, which it has a really small hitbox, so enemies have to be really close to it to actually get lit on fire. I feel the same way about crystal nucleation for the cryocan, but crystal nucleation looks way cooler in my opinion. I didn't expect it to have actual custom like ice spikes. That's sort of the point I'm trying to make. Like all the new overclocks, at least most of them, they all have some sort of thing that sets them apart from all the other overclocks, easy to recognize. The new mutators, I love them all. Duck and Cover is my favorite, as you can see in the gameplay in the background. I'm playing Duck and Cover on Hazard 5+, and I set the enemy aggression to 2, I set more enemies to 2, and I set enemy health to 2 as well. In my opinion, the most difficult one of those is actually the player vulnerability one. I tried playing with that as well, and you just take so much damage from everything. So that really is the most deadly one. I also wasn't used to aggressive enemies, like how projectiles fly faster, so it kinda made it even more difficult to dodge the projectiles, which then hit you even harder than before. Deep Scan, I didn't expect to like Deep Scan that much, as I said before, because I thought it was going to be more like Escort, where you just had to escort the Retta or escort the drill elevator down, but the drill elevator can't actually break, and that makes it way more fun in my opinion, because you just kind of go down with no pit stops or anything, and that's like only the final part of the level. The rest of the mission type is actually just going around finding the crystal nodes, which is more like kind of an egg hunt than anything. An egg hunt is one of my favorite missions in the game, while Escort is one of my least favorites. I also do like now that you can actually place your turrets on both the drop pod and the drill elevator, and it'll actually travel with the building. But I still don't understand why you can't put turrets on the radar, even though you can put it on literally anything else in the game. It seems like kind of a weird thing now that they've actually implemented it to work with drop pods as well. I don't know, the radar might just be like an entity, like an enemy or whatever, that enemies actually attack, but they also do attack like pipelines, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me. Maybe they'll add it at some point. But yeah, Deep Scan might actually be my favorite mission type in the game now, mostly because it promotes being fast and efficient, because the swarms do actually come on a timer instead of just you triggering them on accident, and being fast and efficient is kind of the opposite of what Escort is all about. I feel like Escort is just kind of, you just have to endure all the pain of that mission. You just have to hope for the best and then try to keep the Retta alive and just babysit her, and then run out of ammo very fast and just fight off the constant barrage of enemies. which I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. It's not a bad mission type or anything, I just don't really... It's a mission type I enjoy the least in the game, except of course Industrial Sabotage, which is essentially the same mission every time you play it. It's a good boss fight though, but I mean, it's just kinda... When you play for the 10th time in a row, it's... Yeah, it gets kinda old after a while. But yeah, the real meat of this update, in my opinion, is Hazard 5+, which... If you play Deep Rock as much as I have, you start to realize after a while that the game becomes kind of easy. Maybe even a little too easy eventually. Ghostship has said several times in the past that Hazard 5 is as high as it'll go. So if you want to play harder than that, then Hazard 6 with modded lobbies is pretty much your only go. But now we have Hazard 5+. And I really don't know what made them change their mind about this, but they've said several times that Hazard 5 is as high as it'll go because Hazard 6, I guess, in my opinion at least, would be too resource intensive. I mean, Hazard 5 is already struggling enough as it is, so I guess Hazard 6 will make it even worse. But playing Hazard 5+ is essentially just Hazard 6, I guess. But you can actually customize it and fine-tune it to your liking, which I like that a lot actually, because the Hazard 5+, you can play it on like a very easy difficulty compared to like Hazard 5, or what Hazard 5+ has to offer, or just make it like absolute hell and turn everything on max, which I think eventually it'll be doable. But I think the better reason actually for them not adding Hazard 6 yet is because I think Hazard 5 is the soft cap for you being able to use whatever equipment you want. With modded lobbies like Hazard 6 ×2, a lot of weapons start to struggle a lot because there's just so many enemies and they're all just relentless. So doing good in Hazard 6 ×2 mission involves 3 things, and it involves fire, your ammo efficiency, and your wits, basically. If you lack any of those, most likely you won't survive. With Hazard 5+, it's still to be proven or not that you can actually use whatever you want on Hazard 5+. But I think eventually people will be good enough to just use whatever. But I think for now, with the amount of enemies that spawn in there and how fast they are and how much damage you take and how much health they have, you kind of just want to stick to one of the like Hazard 6 ×2 meta builds. But if you're feeling extra masochistic, then I guess you can just use whatever you want and try it. But yeah, so that's my favorite part about this update, Hazard 5+. It's been a lot of fun just trying stuff out. And now actually if you find an anomaly on a mission like golden bugs or the new blood sugar, you can just crank up enemies to max and then you'll get a lot of gold or a lot of health, even though you'll take damage as well in the mission on blood sugar. But still, the fact that you can manipulate the amount of enemies that spawn now to your own favor with golden bugs, for example, it's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Adds some extra challenge, but a greater reward. I didn't see that they added some new objectives to deep dives. Now there's actually on-site refining as a primary secondary objective on deep dives, and also the deep scan. It doesn't involve the drill elevator, it's just you finding the crystal nodes, which is also pretty cool. I think deep dives objectives have gotten pretty stale after a while, so I'm glad they're adding more. Especially on-site refining. The cute little refiner that comes down is really nice. Also, the barnacles and swarmer egg secondary objectives now are also really good. I like them a lot. We also need more secondary objectives to the main game, so that's also very nice. Has a lot of variety. The new Armor and Hearthstone phase, actually. I played like 4 Hearthstone missions and I still haven't seen it, but I did actually see it yesterday. Once. And it's pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be that simple, because we played with the guy who was like, you don't want to see that attack, because it takes like half of the Red's health in one attack. I guess he was just really unlucky, because I didn't see that at all when I played. But yeah. Cosmetic filtering, also very nice quality of life change. Rework status effect overlays. I thought they were fine before, but after having played with these new ones now, I think they're not that bad. I like them more actually than the other ones. They're more visually expressive in my opinion, at least a little bit more animated. New items for the lost packs and cargo crates. It's just nice having more items to unlock again for me, because it's been so long since I could unlock anything in this game. So I'm happy that we have those back. And all the new stuff in there is also pretty cool. The fact that you can go back on other seasons now is also a very good change, because imagine playing the game for the first time now and just having all that content ahead of you. I couldn't even imagine. When I started playing, the game was like so basic compared to what it is now. It was still fun to play, but it didn't have a lot of the depth it has now, with all the stuff that's in the game, and also all of the unlockable cosmetics and stuff. But now you can go back to previous seasons. This is something I feel like every player that plays a game with the Battle Pass wants. So I'm hoping this might like inspire some developers out there to actually try to do the same thing for their games. That would be really awesome. So yeah, I'm really glad they decided to work on this update and put Rogue Core off hold, because if you didn't know, Rogue Core was going to come out early this year in the closed beta, but they realized on the way that working on both Season 5 and Rogue Core at the same time was a little bit too much work, so they instead put Rogue Core on hold for a while and then started only working on Season 5 to get that out in June, yeah. And now that it's out, I assume they're all going back to working on Rogue Core again, after they've done a couple hot fixes and bug fixes for this game. Which Rogue Core is now coming out in a closed beta early next year, which I don't really see any problem with that, because we could have potentially gotten another Season 4 instead of Season 5 if they didn't put off working on Rogue Core. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, I think. Oh yeah, also, the Elden Ring DLC is coming out soon, so I'm definitely gonna play that, so if you wanna stick around or see that or whatever, then hit subscribe. Have a safe and productive day in the caverns, miners. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.